In this lesson, we are going to look at shapes. Now, shapes are very, very important. We have different shapes here: rectangle tool, round rectangle tool, ellipse, polygon, star, and others. So I'll just look at rectangle, rounded, ellipse, polygon, and star. So to use our rectangle tool, just press M on your keyboard. M, it will initiate the rectangle tool. So it helps you to create rectangles. Simple as that. And yeah, you can give it color you want. Rectangle tool, rectangles. You can create designs of the rectangle tool that will make your work beautiful. But the best way to use the rectangle tool is to create our backgrounds. Let's say we want a background for this. Just press M, come into this corner, and drag all the way down to make this. Okay. Now your background is, let's say, yellow. And now, when you want, you can get the type tool, and then you type something. Type my name. Then I make it big. See? Beautiful. Turn this to red. Have a design already. So the rectangle tool helps us to create backgrounds. Remember, by default, this is an empty space. You cannot do anything. You cannot change this color to whatever. But then what we do, you create a shape that fits it, and it's that shape that you change the color of. Now, from the rectangle tool, we have what we call the rounded rectangle tool. It works like the rectangle tool, but in this case, it creates rounded rectangles. I don't really know its other use than just creating this, because even on the rectangle tool, you can round the rectangles, but I think you can use this to create maybe search bars for websites and other interesting things. You can determine the weight or the sharpness of the corners, okay, by dragging these points. Okay, now, part of the shapes tool, you have what we call ellipse. Ellipse means circle, okay? Now, it helps us to create oval shapes. And when we press down Shift, we can create perfect circles, okay? If you don't press down Shift, you can create an oval shape. I think if you press down Shift, you can be able to create perfect circles. So the ellipse tool also helps us to add more design fields in our work. For example, I can have this, and then I have a copy of this, so I'll press Ctrl C and Ctrl F. So Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl F to paste in position. I'll change this to white. You see? Now I have this. I can use this as bullet points. Okay? So let me type something. And by the way, to duplicate, I first select the word, I press and hold Alt. While still holding Alt, I just transform this text to a new position. It automatically creates a copy of it. So you see, just created our bullet points using the ellipse. And there are tons and tons of uses for our ellipse tool. Now, next we have what we call the polygon tool. So it basically creates polygons that you can adjust color of. Simple as that. But if you want something custom, you click on the polygon tool, come. Instead of 6, let's give it 17. So it has now this with 17 sides. Now this polygon had 6 sides. Now this has 17 sides. So you can basically create different shapes, and the good thing, all shapes, you can give them color. Okay. But not only color, all these shapes, you can also transform them with the direct selection tool. Okay? And give them something custom. Something custom with the direct selection tool. Now, lastly, I want to look at the star tool. It helps us to create stars. But one interesting thing, if I click and then go to points, here I just click on an empty screen. I go to points, I increase from 5 to 21 stars to create something really beautiful. 21 points. Create something that looks amazing, like a morning sun. Okay? Looks amazing. Okay, that's for the shapes. You can see how to integrate shapes. And when we start our projects, of course, you'll be seeing how we integrate these different shapes. But that doesn't stop you from trying to bring to life like something. You can get a poster online, use these shapes that you've learned, and then you add it to other tools that you've also learned to create things that are really amazing.